closely watched by the opposition parties. It's a very important function played by the political parties, that is role of opposition. When shape public opinion, political parties raise and highlight issues. Parties have lakhs of members and activists spread all over the country. Many of the pressure groups are the extensions of the political parties among different sections of the society. We know that women organizations, students organizations, okay, these are the different pressure groups and which spreads different sections of the society. Okay, these are the extensions of actually political parties. Parties sometimes also launch movements for the resolution of problems faced by people. Okay, they work for the people, they agitate, they make lot of struggles for a resolution for the benefit of the people. Often opinions in the society crystallize on the lines of the party stake. Okay, when a particular party takes a decision, it becomes the decision of a particular or the decision of the society. Okay, therefore political parties which will shape public opinion. The last objective, access to government machinery and welfare schemes implemented by governments. Okay, parties provide people access to government machinery and welfare schemes implemented by governments. Okay, how for an ordinary citizen, you think about an ordinary citizen, it is easy to approach a local party leader than a government officer. It is very difficult to meet the government officer, but an ordinary person can easily meet a local party leader. That is why they feel close to parties even when they do not fully trust them. Even though the ordinary people may not trust him, but they try to close the parties to get something or to be a part of, to understand, to get something from the government machinery. Parties have to be responsible to people's needs and demands. Okay, they have to responsible to the needs of the people. Otherwise, what will happen? Otherwise, people can reject those parties in the next elections. Okay, therefore very important function that is played by the political parties. What is that? Access to government machinery and welfare schemes implemented by governments. When we summarize all these functions, first we can see the context elections, then making policies and programs, making laws, form and run governments, role of opposition, shape public opinion, and access to government machinery and welfare schemes implemented by governments. Okay, these are the functions of a political parties. By understanding these functions, okay, earlier I have told you basically two questions we are facing here. Why do we need a political party? What is the need of a political party? And how many parties are needed for a good democracy? Okay, then when we go for this, why do we need political parties? Okay, what is the necessity of these particular political parties? Okay, we need political parties because they perform all these functions. They perform all these functions we have already seen. Therefore, it is needed. We can understand the necessity of political parties by imagining a situation without political parties. You just think about there is no political parties. Every candidate in the election will be independent. There is no political party. What will every candidate in the elections will be independent. Okay, so no one will be able to make any proper decision to the people about any major policy changes. Okay, there may be number of opinions. Therefore, it is very difficult to take a better decision if all the elected members are independent. The government may be formed. We can form a government, no problem, no doubt in that. But its utility will remain uncertain. Okay, we cannot predict that there will be utility with these independent members. Elected representatives will be accountable to the constituency for what they do in the locality. Okay, you are elected from a particular constituency, you are an independent member, you do for your constituency. Okay, you will be accountable to the people who are in the particular constituency, but there will be no one responsible for how the country will be run. Okay, you work for a particular locality, another particular locality, but how the country will be run. Okay, there may not be any particular vision about that. Then we can understand there is a need of political party. We can also think about it by looking at the non-party based election to the panchayat in many states. Okay, number of states in India also we are familiar with when non-party elections. Okay, although parties do not conduct formally, it is generally noticed that the village gets split into more than one faction, each of which put up a panel of its candidates. Okay, you are belongs to a particular village and living in a particular area. You want a what is it? You want a particular member in the panchayat. You just puts up which one, a particular member. Okay, a candidate. Therefore, each area will be splitted. Even though it is a non-party election, area will be divided. You understand? The rise of political parties is directly linked to the emergence of representative democracy. Okay, the split of decision, we I have already told you, the split, actually this is what the political parties do. Okay, the society will be divided into different faction, different sessions, and this is what political parties do. Then the rise of political parties is directly linked to which one, emergence of representative democracies. You know that representative democracy, it is a complex society, a large society. We cannot conduct a democratic practice. Therefore, it is easy to select it from one particular area. We know that. We have already studied in the earlier classes. Therefore, as societies became large and complex, they also needed some agency to gather different views on different issues and to present these to the government. Okay, we know that one a particular particular policy making, also different opinions are there. Then we have to consider all these opinions. Okay, considering others' view is the base of democracy. We know that. Okay, therefore, who is needed for this one? Political parties needed some ways to bring various representatives together so that a responsible government could be formed. Okay, different types of representations are coming. People from different sections of the society, different political parties. Then what is that? We get a representation of various sections of the society. Then there would be which one a responsible government. They needed a mechanism to support or restrain the government, make policies, justify or oppose them. Okay, political parties are needed for what? A mechanism to support or restrain the government, make policies, justify or oppose them. For all these things, what is needed? Political parties are needed. Okay, then the next session we go for how many parties should we have? In a democracy, any group of citizens is free to form political party. In this formal sense, there are a large number of political parties in each country. You know that any particular group can form a particular political party. We just see here more than 750 parties are registered with the Election Commission of India. Okay, parties should be registered. You can also note down that. How many parties? 750 parties are registered with the Election Commission of India. But not all these parties are serious contenders in the elections. Okay, not all are contesting in the election. Usually, only a handful of parties, only a small number of parties are effectively in the race to win elections and from the government. So the question, what is how many major effective parties are good for a democracy? We know that all the 750 parties are contesting in the elections and all are winning. It's not at all possible. Only a handful, only a small number. Then how many small numbers are needed? What will be this number? Okay, that's a very important question. In some countries, we know that only one party is allowed to control and run the government. One party, you are also study about China also. I mentioned during this class also. China. What is that? One party system. That particular system is called a one party system. What is that? Only one party is allowed to control and run the government. These are called a one party system. Example, China. What is the problem in it? We cannot consider one party system as a good option because this is not a democratic option. We know that. Okay, it is not a democratic option. Any democratic system must allow at least two parties to compete in elections and provide a fair chance for the competing parties to come to power. Okay, not only one party is winning. It is not a, we cannot consider it is a democracy. Fair chance is needed for both the parties to win the election. We know that. Then, several other parties may exist, contest election, and win a few seats in the national legislature. But only the two main parties have a serious chance of winning majority of seats to form government. Okay, that system is called a two-party system. Even though number of small parties are there, but only the chance of winning and forming government, it is only having two parties. Such system that is called a two-party system. Example,